Dropshipping.
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 So yeah, let's give it a try. Okay, maybe not traditional dropshipping, but I'm planning on doing some print-on-demand dropshipping. A few days ago, I came across a pretty cool idea that I think I could do really well here. It's basically a continuance from one of my previous videos where I was selling digital art on Etsy. I'll definitely give that video a watch as well, but only after you've watched this one. In fact, did you know that it's legally required that you finish a YouTube video, so don't go breaking the law here. But getting back, this time I actually want to try and sell the posters themselves instead of just the digital file. So here's the game plan.
The game plan is you go in there, don't get hit, come home with a pocket full of cash.
Step 1 is I'm going to try and design some posters to see if I can actually make something that looks half decent. Step 2, we're going to need to connect to a print provider like Printify or Printful. Step 3 is to create a website. Step 4 is to create and run some ads, and then step 5 is to generate massive profits. And as a bonus, step 6 is to see if it's actually as simple as laying out these steps. I have a feeling it won't, but let's find out.
Step 1. Making the designs.
So as I said earlier, I recently came across a really cool design idea that I want to work with. Now without giving away too much, these will be text-based poster designs, and no, these are none of those motivational entrepreneurial type posters. Now there are a lot of ways to actually make these designs. I'll be using a free Photoshop alternative called Photopea. So for example, let's say we're making a poster for this beautiful quote.
Let's go golfing!
First we just put in the text, but we need a nice font as well. So I bought this trending font on Creative Fabrica. It's called Retro Groovy and it instantly makes the text look a lot better. From here we can really just play around with all the different settings. My favorite is this warp feature that lets you warp the text and make it look a lot better. But we're also going to play around with colors, drop shadows and other settings. So let me cook for a little while and see what I can come up with. Okay, I'm pretty happy with this. Now we can just give the text and the background some color and I think we have a finished product on our hands. And now that we have our first design ready, it's time to do this like 10 to 20 times more and have a whole catalog of different posters.
Step 2. Choosing a print provider.
With my designs in hand, I now need to decide where we're actually going to get these printed. The typical options are Printify and Printful, and after comparing the two, Printful ended up being the cheaper one for my needs. Now this is mainly because Printify actually had some insane shipping rates. So now we just need to upload the designs to Printful and find a nice poster supplier, and that's about it actually. It's a very simple process. Now I want to sell both framed and unframed posters, so I'm going with these two options here listed as bestsellers. I'm hoping that the bestseller badge is not only because they sell well, but it's also a testament to the quality, but just to be sure, I'm going to order a sample just to check the quality myself.
Step 3. Making the website.
So now it's time to build the actual site itself. Now I do have some experience with creating sites, but those were more like blogs, and this is a web shop, so this is completely different. Now to me, it seems the best and easiest way is to just use Shopify. So that's what we're going to do. Now luckily, Shopify often has a really nice deal going on where you basically just pay $1 a month for 3 months. This is the best way for me to go about it, and it lets us set up the site for next to nothing. So I sat down for a few hours trying to get the site to look as good as it can. I got a free theme called the Beautify, which makes the site look great. I then had to place all the correct elements and widgets to ensure the most important things are listed at the top of the site. And after that, I just needed to import all of my designs. Now this is actually a very simple process. Since we've uploaded all our designs to Printful, we can simply click this Add to Store button and Printful will automatically create a draft on our site. Then it's just a matter of creating good looking mockups and creating some good titles and descriptions, and from there we're basically done.
Step 4. Creating the ads.
We're getting really close now. The site is done, everything is connected correctly, and now it's just a matter of creating an ad that will hopefully convert very well. Now the current meta with dropshipping ads is something called UGC, or User Generated Content. These are the type of ads that look like your typical TikTok video. They just blend into your feed very well and they don't even look like an actual ad. Normally people just scour the internet looking for clips of their product, but with print on demand that's not really possible as your design is a one of a kind. Now earlier I said I wanted to order a sample and that one has arrived. So with our sample product, we can actually film the footage ourselves and still create UGC content. Thing is, I only ordered one sample product and we have 15 plus designs, so we'll kind of have to reuse the same poster and kind of get creative after that. Okay, so the ad is now done and in review. I currently have one single ad for a budget of $40 or $20 for 2 days. I realize it's not that large of a budget, but I want to see this first round as kind of a test phase to get some data and improve from there on out. That said, the ad itself turned out really cool. Even though I only have one poster, I got creative and I have like this really cool compilation of all the other posters in a mock-up at the very end. This way you still have the live footage of me actually filming the poster that I have. And then you have all the other posters in a very nice setting as well. And of course, you can't have UGC content without the typical TikTok voice, you know?
This one.
Okay, so it's now the next morning. Good news, I woke up today, I'm healthy, I have a roof over my head. Bad news, the ads, they didn't really perform well. Now, since I'm somewhat new to this game, I don't really know what a good performing ad is supposed to look like exactly, but I do know that getting 0 sales is not really the way to go. We also only had like 49 clicks to the site, which means our click-through rate or our CTR was only 0.71%, which is also not really that great.
Big data, machine learning, blockchain.
The almighty internet states that a CTR of 1% or higher is supposed to be good, and everything under that should have you rethink your strategy. We did get close to like 7,000 impressions, which is really cool, especially since these ads, after they're done rolling out, will be uploaded to your TikTok account. So my brand new TikTok account now has a video with 7,000 views. But that doesn't really mean anything if I can't actually get these eyeballs to convert. Now, another thing that is kind of disappointing is the fact that for whatever reason, I cannot advertise to the United States. At least not on my TikTok account. So typically the US is like the biggest market out there, especially for dropshipping or print-on-demand stuff. But for whatever reason, only a select few countries can actually advertise to the United States. Since the first day of TikTok ads was rather disappointing, I also want to try Facebook ads, or more specifically, Instagram ads.
I'm excited.
Now, if you're familiar with dropshipping or e-commerce in general, you know that advertising through Meta can be an absolute nightmare. And sadly, that was also my experience. I signed up for a Meta business account, and after following some videos and tutorials, I got my account set up and everything seemed to be okay. However, like literally 5 minutes later, my account was suspended or banned. So I tried to fix it, and after applying the fix, Meta let me know that it will take around 1 or 2 days before they could reevaluate it and they could reinstate my account. So that was a bit disappointing, but I was like, okay, we'll just wait it out. A few days later, we got accepted again and I was excited to move forward, only to literally 5 minutes later get banned again. Like again, not really a reason or anything, just another ban.
And I was human.
And this cycle just kept on repeating itself over and over and over again, to the point where I was like banned 6 times before having even spent more than 6 minutes on the account itself.
Each time when I come here, I am abused.
So as of now, I'm going to leave these Facebook ads for what it is and just refocus on TikTok again. So back to TikTok. I analyzed the previous ad's performance, looked at the opportunities for improvement, reworked the existing ad to include a much better call to action, added new music to the background, selected different ad settings and played around with different budgets. And after all that, the ads were ready. I clicked launch, the ads went into review, and a few hours later they were accepted. They would go live in a few hours, and after all that work, the new ads just had to get results. The ads launched, I let them run for a while, went to sleep and woke up to a whopping 0 sales. Things just weren't meant to be this time.
They don't want us to win.
That said, the ads themselves performed a whole lot better. I ran 2 different ads, both for $10 a day for 2 days straight. Now the first ad, it had 5.5k impressions with a click-through rate of 1.21%. That's good, that's about 60% better than the first ad, so even though I didn't get any sales, I do still see this as an improvement. Then the second ad had over 7,000 impressions with a click-through rate of 0.92%. This one didn't perform as well, but it still showed improvement over the first one. So while analyzing all the data, I found out this fun little fact. So ad number 1, or the test ad, was basically a video of the poster hung on the wall with some text behind it. Ad number 3 had the very same video but with a different call to action, which performed better, but it was the same video. Then ad number 2 was a completely different video. I basically filmed an unboxing video of the poster itself, and this one had a CTR of 1.21%. This is by far the best performing video, and I think there's something to learn here. Maybe the photo on the wall just wasn't as relevant for people and they much rather see the unboxing. I think this is really the way to go from here. Just analyze the data I have, make some conclusions and improve from there on out. So yeah, a bit anticlimactic, but we ended this off with 0 sales. And even though it makes for a lot less of an interesting video, I think it does kind of reflect reality a whole lot more. But just because we didn't make any sales today doesn't mean that this doesn't work. I found several sites and stores that do something very similar to what I've been trying to do, and they seem to have cracked the code, so it's definitely possible. But now it's just a matter of trying to improve and see what I did wrong and if there's a need to pivot. One idea I'm kind of toying with is to just take off these designs and put them on a brand new Etsy store. This way I kind of have a fresh start, and Etsy already has a huge market with a lot of people there looking to buy. We could also try some socials like Instagram or Pinterest, and maybe even run some Etsy ads. But now that you're legally permitted to click off this video, since we're at the end, definitely give my other video about Etsy a watch. I think you'll enjoy it as well.